We've seen that intelligence may be many things, but the practical world wanted a number, and in the next segment, we'll see why that turned out to be so consequential. First, where do the numbers come from? The story starts in France, around 1905, with Alfred Binet. The French government wanted to identify school children who needed extra help, and Binet was hired to build a test. He came up with the idea of mental age, comparing a child's performance to the typical performance for each age group. A 10-year-old who answered like an average 12-year-old had a mental age of 12. Crucially, Binet saw his test as a practical tool for spotting kids who needed support, not as a measure of fixed inborn worth. That distinction got lost when the idea crossed the Atlantic. At Stanford, Lewis Terman revised Binet's test into the Stanford-Binet and popularized the intelligence quotient, or IQ, originally mental age divided by actual age, times 100. Today, the most widely used tests are the Wechsler scales, the WAS for adults, and the WISC for children, which give an overall score plus separate scores for verbal and performance abilities. Now, for a test to be worth anything, it has to clear 3 hurdles. The first is standardization. The test is given to a large representative sample to establish norms, so any individual score can be compared against the group. Scores tend to fall along the famous bell-shaped normal curve, most people clustered in the middle near 100, with fewer and fewer out toward the extremes. The second hurdle is reliability. A good test gives consistent results. Score the same person twice and you should get roughly the same number. If your bathroom scale read differently every time you stepped on it, it'd be useless, and the same goes for a mental test. The third hurdle is validity. Does the test actually measure what it claims to? IQ tests do predict school performance reasonably well, which is what they were built for. But whether they capture the fuller intelligence that Gardner and Sternberg described is a much harder question. These 3 standards, standardization, reliability, and validity, are the bedrock of all psychological testing, not just intelligence. But intelligence testing carries a heavier history than most. In the next segment, we'll dig into the most explosive debate the field has ever produced, the question of where intelligence comes from in the first place.